It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. You have arrived on a Friday. It is the end of a week and it is time to relax a little bit, y'all. And I have an episode today that I have wanted to do ever since I heard Ritual by Yes for the first time. Today I'm going back to this classic song and I am hearing it anew with a live version, and I am happy that you are with me. So I first heard this closing sidelong track from Tales from Topographic Oceans. Got the album right there. It is the last track from this double album. I heard it for the first time last November, and it was the culmination of a 4-video series where I listened to each side in succession. And I gotta tell you, friends, for the last, 6-8 months since I finished the album, this album has become, I think, my second favorite Yes album. My first is the one that's up there on the wall, the permanent edition. That's close to the edge. But Tales is pretty special, friends. At least it is for me. I love it for its symphonic nature, its symphonic form. Listening to it, it feels like a 4-movement symphony, friends. And the other reason that I really take to it is for its focus on some of life's more mystical questions, the big questions, and what they do with those sorts of ponderings. And it's really, really a fascinating piece. Each side of the album, each piece loosely corresponds to a set of Hindu texts. I talk more specifically about those in each of the individual videos for those episodes from Tales that I'm not going to get into here as much. Last month, friends, in July, I took time on Fridays. If you remember, every Friday last month, I went back to these really great, longer, epic tracks, and I got to hear them anew with live recordings. And although I included Close to the Edge in that sequence, I also really wanted to hear Ritual, which is, I think, my favorite side from this album. And so today, that's what we're doing. And we're going to go to the live version from Yesshows. This is the one that was suggested to me. I have heard some of Yessongs, which was their first live album released in 1973. Yesshows is the band's second live album, and it was released in late 1980, right before the classic lineup of the band disbanded in early 1981. Chris Squire was the one that was tasked with sifting through hours of concert footage and selecting the best sounding performances. Chris was also in charge of the mixing on the record. The performance of Ritual that we're actually going to hear was performed on August 17th, 1976. If you're keeping track, that is 47 years and 1 day ago. It's amazing. And that was performed in Detroit, Michigan. Their performance of The Gates of Delirium from the same concert was also included in Yesshows. Can you imagine being at that concert where it was the performance of Gates and the performance of Ritual that made the cut? Oh, to be back there and hear that live and be there in person. That would have been amazing, right? So, as a refresher, Tales from Topographic Oceans was the group's sixth album. It was released in late 1973. And Ritual, Nous, soleil, refers to tantras, literally meaning rites or rituals. So they got it right, you know. And as I remember, we get a real tantric section with the drum circle section that I call it in this song. It's, as I recall, it's about 2/3 of the way through. So let's get to it, y'all. This is a long track, and I'm just pumped to get to hear them doing it live and see what they sound like. John Anderson is on lead vocals and percussion. Steve Howe is on guitars and backing vocals. Chris Squire is on bass, backing vocals, and percussion. And by the time we get to this performance, Patrick Moraz is with the band, and Patrick is on keyboards and percussion, and Alan White is on drums and percussion. So let's have some fun, y'all. Here is Ritual from Yes, live in 1976. Off we go. Yeah, boom, right off the bat. Right? They're in D, and this is a prolongation of that dominant. We're over the A, and they're just giving us some time to rest with things. Great guitar. There's love. That was sneaky. I haven't re-listened to this recently. It's been a few months since I heard it last, and a total maybe of like 3 or 4 times, so it's still relatively new to me. The records are so good, and you know they're absolutely fantastic players, and when you hear them live, how well they stay together. I can't imagine playing all of this stuff without sheet music. I think I've mentioned this before when listening to Yes. That's a cool move. They do more before the first lyric than most bands do in most songs. Absolutely incredible musicianship. That is just, to me, still kind of prolonging that dominant. Play it, Chris. Steven with some lovely guitar. There it was. Harkening back to Close to the Edge. And some other themes that I'm sure he's harkening back to that I'm not really placing in the moment. And there we get the arrival of D major. percussion stuff, how light it is and how atmospheric it makes everything. Doing that live. Right? Pick a key, Doug. The way that Steve plays his guitar in a way that you can't really guess or get the attack on it. It just kind of blossoms. Each note blossoms in its own time. As far as I'm concerned, John is an angel. His voice is like that for me. No matter what mood I'm in, it's immediate comfort. And just, I feel nothing but love from him. In all circumstances. It's pretty magical. It goes up. So for the verses, the first thing that we heard vocally was the chorus itself. They started with that. And the verses go up to E. Switched it. Tay, there's his down the line. Check it out, Chris. It's brighter here than it was at the beginning because they're in E major and B major chords. Up another step. So when it does this, it goes minor. Turns into E minor. How'd they do that? That was cool. I think they went back to D. I will be there, John says. As clear a companion shall call to be near you. I shouldn't read John's lyrics. I should know better by now. Somehow they make sense when he sings it. Doing some third relationships around here. That's a vibe. Right there. I think they went to B from E. So full of color. Some of those symbols back there. Diffuse and bright. Thank you, Chris. B major. Patrick in the background just holding everything together with all of that keyboard stuff. Those harmonics from Steve? Some undergirding of energy. Close to the percussion circle. how that's going to come out live. That's love. Scatting along with them. That's good. They kind of break tempo and get right back into it is a really amazing thing to recognize, to hear. They're so together. How much of Steve's guitar I hear in this mix, by the way. That's the percussion time, I think. Everybody pick up something to shake or hit. Didgeridoo. So we get the actual ritual, right? An actual rite. Something that we participate actively in. All of us. Everyone gathered, you know? It sounds current and it sounds ancient at the same time. I think it's an important thing to have happen actually in the song. We gotta get to this where we're just letting everything go. You know? Everybody's got their rattles and their noisemakers. Who is doing that vocally? That can't be John. Perhaps scratching tape is an odd effect. I wonder how they're doing that. Maybe by scratching tape. I don't know. All the way up, y'all. You're exercising the demons, y'all. I think they land. It's like having a guitar that's almost like having a bowed violin. His attacks are so beautiful. I think that we landed back into nature.
Hold me, my love, hold me today, call me round. Travel we say, wonder we choose, love tune.
Travel we say, wonder we choose, love tune.
Lay upon me, hold me around, lasting hours. We love when we play. We hear a sound, and all to our returning. We drift the shadows, course our way back home.
Don't know it well enough to really sing along yet. I'm just reading the lyrics.
Look me, my love, sentences move, dancing away. We join, we receive as our sound, memories long, open away. Nous, soleil, hold me around, lasting hours. We love when we play. Nous, soleil.
After that culmination, you need this amount of time to kind of re-regulate, for me, my heart rate. And it reinforces where I got to in my mind and reaffirms it and lets us sit there. It's a function of a coda in a symphony or a long section of music to give you more time to sit and contemplate with what you just heard before you really move on or before you conclude. And I remember after all that thinking, okay, it's going to just be a simple coda and they're going to kind of park it. They're not done exploring. They're going to give us a little bit of a deeper context here in the outro. That's a special piece. And wow, what a special performance. Quite remarkable. I love it. I absolutely love it, y'all. Boy, that, I don't know. See, now I've heard enough from this band that I'm starting to form opinions about which ones I like the most. And that's up there, y'all. It's not close to the edge, but boy, that one's up there for me. Immediately, that one, from the first time that I heard it, it really hit home. I think the thing that I love the best about the song is just the way that it makes me feel. That's okay too. I mean, I do a lot of analyzing here on the channel, which is part of what I think I bring to it. But I mean, I'm still just a person. This song brings me an inner joy that not many other songs do. And you know, there's a special type of fulfillment that comes in connecting with something that's greater than yourself. And this song is all about reminding us how, right? Nous somme du soleil. We are of the sun. You know, we are stardust. We are intrinsically part of everything. We are part of something larger than ourselves, down to our core. That's what it's reminding us of. And throughout the piece, John is encouraging us to be introspective, but also to be explorers at the same time. To explore like who we are and what we value. The actual ritual in the song, I think, helps provide the energy and the cover for us to do just that. We go through the motions. We engage in the movement and in the act of doing these tantric things. And for me, it helps in a number of ways. It helps me store up courage and remember who I am for when I need it, most. It also helps me, I think, with developing a resiliency for when life throws me things that I can't anticipate, or when, you know, life throws things at me and I need to know who I am and what I stand for and what my priorities all are. Art like this helps sort of prepare me for situations like that. It helps me find courage. It helps me find, I think, the freedom to express parts of my own story, my own unique point of view. And it helps me to really just sort of, for a while, bask in the beauty of the world around us. A lot of times we look at the world around us and we see negative things, and we see hurtful things, and we see pain, and we see poverty, and we see destruction. But there's beauty out there too, y'all, and we need to remember that that's there. And, you know, so it helps me to just bask in the beauty of the world around us, and, you know, as well as just basking in the greatness, the creativity of our artists, which provide these pieces for us to explore like that. You know, it's really wonderful. You know, each time that I've listened to the song, I've come away with a real sense of peace, a real sense of fulfillment, the sense that I am unique and empowered, but also that I am part of something larger than myself. We are of the sun, you know, but it's not just we are of the sun, it's also I am of the sun. And both of those things can be true at the same time. And, you know, I have to admit this. It helps my mental health more than I think can articulate. It just is a resetting of spirituality, humanity, of your emotions, of what you think. Doing something like this, and whether it's a great symphony or a great album or a side of an album that can do it, or in this case, a double album if you're listening to the whole thing, it's a really special thing. that art like this, really high art, no matter if it's prog or rock or classical or jazz or what have you, if it reaches you, it reaches you. And that's the important thing. This really reaches me, and that's why I wanted to come back to it and hear it again. I can't imagine what it would have been like to hear this song performed like that live. And yeah, it's just hard to fathom, but boy, it sounds incredible. It sounds wonderful. So this has been an absolutely joyous Friday for me, y'all. We've got the last track off of Tales from Topographic Oceans, as done live in 1976 in Detroit by the guys in Yes. This has been Ritual, a live version of it, and I feel better going into the weekend, y'all. I hope y'all do as well. That's going to do it for us today and this week. I thank you very much for being with me, and we'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.
It's the Daily Doug. Welcome to the Daily Doug. The Daily